Reading of the day from the book of Genesis, Gen 9:1-13. God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be on every animal of the earth, and on every bird of the air, on everything that moves on the ground, and on all the fish of the sea. They've been given into your power. Every living thing that moves will be food for you. Even as the green plants, I have given you all things. Only flesh with its life, that is, its blood, you shall not eat. For your lifeblood I will require an accounting. From every living creature I will require it. And from man in regard to his brother, I will require an accounting for the life of man. Whoever sheds man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God was man made. As for you, be fruitful and multiply. Multiply on the earth and dominate it." God said to Noah and to his sons with him, "As for me, I establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the livestock, and the wild animals, with every living thing that came out of the ark, with every beast of the earth. I establish my covenant with you, that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of a flood, nor shall there ever again be a flood to destroy the earth." God said, "This is the sign of the covenant that I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for all future generations. I set my bow in the clouds, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth." Gospel of the day from the Gospel according to Mark MK 8:27-33. At that time, Jesus set out with his disciples to the villages of Caesarea Philippi. And on the way he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" They answered him, "John the Baptist, others Elijah, and still others, one of the prophets." And he asked them, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter answered him, "You are the Christ." And he strictly ordered them to tell no one about him. And he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer greatly, and be rejected by the elders and the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. He spoke this plainly. Then Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. But he turned and looked at his disciples and rebuked Peter and said, "Get behind me, Satan, for you are not on the side of God, but of men." Words of the Holy Father. The Lord wants his disciples of yesterday and today to establish a personal relationship with him and thus welcome him to the center of their lives. For this reason, he urges them to place themselves in all truth and asks, "But who do you say that I am?" v. 29. Each one is called to respond in his own heart, allowing himself to be enlightened by the light that the Father gives us to know his Son Jesus. And it can also happen to us, like Peter, to affirm with enthusiasm, "You are the Christ." However, when Jesus tells us clearly what he said to the disciples, that is, that his mission is accomplished not on the broad road of success, but on the arduous path of the suffering servant, humiliated, rejected, and crucified, then it can also happen to us, like Peter, to protest and rebel because this contrasts with our expectations, with worldly expectations. Today, Saint John of Nepomuc is celebrated, a priest and martyr who lived in the 14th century. Born in Bohemia, he became an influential preacher and a canon of Prague Cathedral. His righteousness and loyalty to the church led him into conflict with King Wenceslas IV, who was known for his harshness and interference in ecclesiastical matters. According to tradition, John of Nepomuc was the confessor of Queen Joanna of Bavaria and refused to reveal to the king what she had confided in confession. This act of fidelity to the sacramental seal enraged the monarch, who had him imprisoned and tortured. Eventually, he was thrown into the Vltava River, where he died by drowning. Saint John of Nepomuc is venerated as the patron saint of confessors and a defender of the seal of confession. His figure symbolizes faithfulness to the faith and courage in defending the truth. Many devotees turn to him for protection against slander and for strength in maintaining their spiritual integrity.
The Gospel and the Saint of the Day. If you wish to continue exploring spirituality and Christian history, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming videos. May the peace and blessing of the Lord be with you always.